Hey guys, Andy here. We've got a bit of a budget battle on our hands today. On the left we have the Xiaomi Mi A3, which I recently bought. I actually paid $185, but you can get it now I think for $175. It's got a Snapdragon 665 chipset, it's got an octa-core processor, Adreno 610 and 4GB of RAM. That's up against, on the right hand side, the Xiaomi Mi A2 Lite from, well, the end of last year, which I think I paid $125. You might get cheaper now because it's a bit of an older device. It's got a Snapdragon 625 chipset, it's got an octa-core processor, Adreno 509 and 3GB of RAM. Looking at the specs, you would expect the Xiaomi Mi A3 to come out the winner of a lot of tests, but they're not all based on raw power. There's a few of them that are, but we're also going to look at things like the screen and the speaker, GPS and stuff like that. So let's get on with it. So we're starting things off with a fingerprint sensor test. The Mi A3 having an in-screen fingerprint sensor, which I guess is like, you know, it's cool and everything, but actually this one really is quite slow. As you can see, the Mi A2 Lite quite easily winning that one. We're moving on to Angry Birds 2 opening test. I've cleared all background processes. I won't lie, neither of these were particularly quick. The Mi A2 Lite was very slow, and in fact I'm going to speed the footage up by 8 times so that we can kind of whiz through that. And out the other side, finally it's there. I've cut partially into the next boot up. The Mi A2 Lite was a bit quicker, it wasn't quite as embarrassing a loss, but the Mi A3 clearly faster on the Angry Birds 2 opening test, as we perhaps shouldn't be surprised. We talked about this sort of the raw processing power of the Mi A3. The specs do look better. I'm going to clear everything from the background again, and this time we're doing Geekbench 4. So again, it is a kind of a raw power test, so we would expect, I mean, you'd be quite comfortable putting your house on the Mi A3, I would imagine, at this point, because the Mi A2 Lite is not super powerful. And there we go, we see there's a reasonable bit of difference, neither are bad. It's interesting, you'll see I do have some issues with, it happens with both of them, with their screen brightness. It just wavers in and out a bit at times, and it is a little bit annoying if I'm honest. So I turn on, and then look what happens. What are you doing, Mi A3? Anyway, so the Mi A3 won the Geekbench 4 test. We're going to head outside to test GPS. I'm going to reset both of them and then try and close the apps, and then go back into the apps. And I mean, that's tough. I would have said they actually both got a signal at the same time. They got a location at the same time. I'm going to give it to the Mi A2 Lite just because it does have a better accuracy. As I was sat there doing nothing, it had a slightly better accuracy. We're going to come back indoors, and this time we're testing the speaker. So we'll start with a bit of Eminem. This time starting with the Mi A3.
Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you. Tell me where to go, tell me what to do. I'll be right there for you.
Look on the bright side, at least I ain't walking. I bike ride through the neighborhood of my apartment complex on a 10-speed, which I've acquired parts that I find kids try and start ish. But if this is all there is for me, life offers white bother even.
This is my legacy, 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 legacy.
I used to be the
The Mi A3, I would suggest, I mean, neither are great if I'm honest, but the Mi A3 does sound a bit better. We're going to move on to a podcast excerpt to listen to her voice.
Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also overturned a lot of the rules. Essentially gave organizations like GCHQ and the NSA a free rein to go do mass surveillance. It also
that Google and other social network providers and search engine providers, Google and other social network providers and search engine providers.
Looking at the sound meter, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount between the two, but I do think the Mi A3 does sound a bit better. I'm going to give the speaker to the Mi A3. We're moving on to the Chrome, sorry we're not, we're moving on to the screen brightness test. I've turned off adaptive brightness, I've cranked up the levels to full. I think we can already see, but I've got my light meter to scientifically measure the differences between the two. So we see the Mi A3 generally scoring around about the 630 mark. The Mi A2 Lite kind of around the 520 and below, really, to be honest. So, I mean, as I say, I think you could see that before I even brought the light meter in, which one was going to win on the screen brightness. And to be fair, and it is the Mi A3, and the Mi A3 does actually have a really very good screen for a budget device. Honestly, really impresses me. Now we're moving on, to the Chrome browser test. Just clearing the browser history. We're going to start off going to everybody's favourite tech site, obviously, that I'm trying to update a bit more. And the Mi A3 in there first without too much trouble. We're going to go to the BBC website for the second test. And again, the Mi A3, there's not a huge amount between in. You know, if you're a Mi A2 Lite owner, you're probably saying, really, I think I'm fine. You know, there's not that big of a difference. There's a bit more of a difference here on the final one. The Mi A2 Lite's kind of almost hanging a little bit for some reason. So yeah, I mean, I suppose I like to do kind of real world tests, even if there's not much between them. You can see the Mi A3 has the faster browser. I think both are quite sort of nice and slick, really. I love that they're both on Android 1. So Xiaomi devices, often the software can generally be a bit of a letdown, if not a deal breaker. So I love that these are both running Android 1. And I think that helps them be a bit more slick. At the end of the day, I'm here to decide the winner. And it's a reasonably comfortable victory for the Mi A3, 5-2. And even the GPS one, maybe I should have called that as a draw. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really affect the final result, does it? I think they are both good devices. Obviously, you're not paying a lot for either of them, so I guess, you know, to an extent you get what you pay for. But at the same time, actually, I think it's a really good value for less than £200. So if that's your price range, definitely I'd be considering the Xiaomi Mi A3. If your price range is close to 100, then the Mi A2 Lite isn't a bad option. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but for now, my name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon. Well done for making it all the way to the end of the video. Please do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment as well. I promise I'll read every single comment on all of my videos, so do leave a comment too. If you haven't already, subscribe, click that bell icon to make sure you're notified anytime I upload something new. Perhaps most importantly, just share my videos, be it social media, be it forums. Just put them online for people to watch. If you want to go that one step further, there are links in the video description to my Patreon and also buy me a coffee. Just a few extra pound a month would help me make more videos. Also, of course, don't forget to check out the other videos on my channel. I'll see you all in the next one.